Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a technology that started with, get this, explosive-laden balloons back in the 1800s, and now, well, it's about to reshape pretty much every industry on the planet. This is the ascent of the drone. All right, let's just jump right in with a question for you. When do you think the very first drone was used? Seriously, take a guess. The 2000s? Maybe the 90s? The 80s? Okay, whatever you guessed, the real answer is probably way earlier. I mean, we have to go all the way back to 1849. Yeah, you heard that right. The whole story of the drone, it doesn't kick off with fancy silicon chips. It starts with war balloons. Yup, you heard me. Balloons and explosives. This whole idea of unmanned flight didn't come from some tech genius in a garage. Nope, it was born completely out of military need. So if you look at this timeline, you see this really clear pattern, right? For like 150 years, the only thing pushing drone tech forward was war. Every single step was a huge leap in what these things could do. We go from these kind of basic floating bombs in 1849 to radio-controlled planes for target practice, all the way to the eyes in the sky they used in Vietnam. But then 2001 happens, and that's when the Predator drone gets armed with missiles. That completely changed the game. And even then, it took another 10 years for all that tech to get small enough and cheap enough to finally end up in our hands. So where did the name drone even come from? It's actually way simpler than you'd think. Back in 1933, some British officer was watching one of these remote-controlled target planes fly by, and he said it made this low, constant droning sound, like a hum, and that was it. The name just stuck. It's literally named after the noise it makes. Okay, so we've established they spent about a century and a half as military gear. So how in the world did they go from the battlefield to our backyards? Let's fast forward to today and check out the huge civilian drone revolution that's happening right now. All right, so what even is a commercial drone, according to the people who make the rules? Well, the FAA, they've got a fancy term for it, Small Unmanned Aircraft Systems, or SUAS for short. But really, it all just boils down to two key things. One, it's got to weigh less than 55 pounds. And two, you're using it for work, not just for fun. Simple as that. And this is a super important distinction because this is where the rules really split. Are you just flying for fun in the park? The rules are pretty relaxed. But the second you use that drone for any kind of work, I'm talking real estate photos, inspecting a roof, anything, you're suddenly in a whole different ballpark. You've got to pass a serious FAA exam to get certified as a pilot, and you have to register every single drone you use for business. So, once the legal stuff was sorted out and people could actually fly these things for work, where did they start popping up? The short answer? Everywhere. Let's take a look at just how much they're changing our world, all from a bird's eye view. There's this saying that gets thrown around a lot in the drone industry, and it just nails it. It goes, if it's dull, dirty, or dangerous, a drone can do it. And that really is the core idea, right? Any job that's boring, messy, or just plain risky for a person, chances are a drone can do it better, faster, and a whole lot safer. Let's think about something like construction. It's a perfect example. Instead of sending a person up a massive, dangerous tower to inspect a power line, you just send a drone. It's totally safe. Or on a big construction site, a drone can fly over and create a perfect 3D model of the whole project. It can even measure those giant piles of sand and gravel with incredible accuracy. This gives the project managers this constant, up-to-the-minute picture of what's going on. And in farming, they're a total game changer. Drones with these special cameras can fly over a huge field and spot unhealthy plants way before a farmer could ever see the problem with their own eyes. And then the best part, you can send another drone to spray fertilizer or pesticide on only those specific sick plants. Think about how much water and chemicals that saves. It's this incredible level of precision that's totally changing how we grow our food. It's the same story with real estate and insurance. I mean, we've all seen those amazing aerial shots of a house for sale, right? That's all drones. But that exact same tech becomes absolutely vital after something like a hurricane or a flood. An insurance adjuster can use a drone to safely check out dozens of damaged roofs in just one day. And you know what that means? People get their insurance claims paid faster, right when they need the money the most. And the list just keeps going. Public safety, media, the impact is huge. A drone with a thermal camera can be a lifesaver, spotting a lost hiker at night when people on the ground would have no chance. And then you've got Hollywood. Drones are replacing those super expensive helicopters and giant cranes. They're the reason we can get those incredible, swooping, epic shots in movies now, for a fraction of the old cost. So they're literally becoming essential tools for saving lives and for telling amazing stories. Okay, so when you see all these incredible ways they're being used, it's really no surprise that this whole industry is just set to explode. So the big question is, where is all this heading? Let's put some numbers to this. Back in 2019, there were about 385,000 commercial drones registered here in the US. And believe me, that was just the very start of the boom. So the FAA actually put out a forecast, and they predicted that by 2024, that number would more than double, shooting past 800,000. That's a mind-blowing rate of growth. It's not just a new gadget, it's a fundamental shift in how whole industries get work done. And of course, all those new drones in the sky need someone to fly them legally, right? So back in 2019, the US had just over 162,000 certified remote pilots. And no surprise here, just like the drones themselves, the number of pilots was also projected to skyrocket. It was on track to more than double in that same 5-year window. This is so important because it's not just about cool new tech. This is creating a brand new career path for tons of people. So what's the big takeaway here? It's pretty clear. In just over a decade, drones have gone from being exclusively military hardware to an absolutely essential tool for, well, almost everyone. Think about that journey. They started as weapons of war, and now we've taught them how to build things, how to grow our food, and even how to save our lives. So the real question to leave you with isn't just what's next. It's what does our world look like? How does it change when there are millions of these intelligent eyes in the sky?